Okay, we're joined by Matthew Mitchell. We'll again do NCAA tournament style. So, Coach, we'll begin with an opening statement, and then we'll go to questions.
Well, it's great to be back in the tournament and really proud of our team for earning a bid in the NCAA tournament. It's hard to do. It's hard to go through a long season and play the kind of schedule that we played and get to this point. So I'm really proud of them. We obviously overcame some adversity throughout the season that I think has us prepared for the tournament. So really proud of our players and really, really excited about the opportunity to play in another NCAA tournament.
Coach, you knew you'd play here, but when you found out it would be Wright State and you found out it would be the South Bend region, what was your initial reaction? Well,
you just immediately start trying to, figure out what you know about the team. And it's funny, I sent Mike Bradbury is the coach at Wright State, and I sent him a text yesterday. It was such a big win for him yesterday, and to beat Green Bay and to get into the tournament. And he and I share a bond of being former Morehead State coaches, so known him a long time and was happy for him. And it's, I know they have a good team. Don't know a lot about them, but I know that Mike's an awfully good coach. So you just start trying to figure out how you're going to prepare and looking at the game times, and that's where my mind always goes. Is you start trying to get a game plan together for your first opponent. So that was my initial reaction, just trying to think about what we could do. Hopefully we have some video we can start reviewing tonight and start figuring out a good game plan for Wright State.
Have you or will you text Coach Bradbury again today?
I don't know. I have not texted him yet, but I might. Tell him, ain't this something? But it is. I have not talked to him yet.
We could tell you had a good feeling about your team going into the SEC tournament, at least in a general sense. What things panned out there? What was better about your team?
Well, I just thought it was the best job we've done all year, being together and playing for each other and having, everybody, 5 players on the bench, 5 players on the court, 7 players on the bench. Were really into all phases of the game and all 40 minutes. That was the best thing, I thought, and that's what we need. We need to be in attack mode Saturday morning. We need to have 5 players on the court that are in tune with the game, and we need 7 players on the bench doing everything they can to be in the game. So we just need to do it together, and I thought the SEC tournament was really us reaching our goal of truly being a team. And it's hard to do, and it's not easy to do, and that's a great accomplishment from this group of young women. They've become a team, and it gets you excited to go into the tournament with that having happened.
Mine is sort of multi-part. How happy were you? I mean, the first thing that happened is you realized you weren't in UConn's bracket. So after 2 years of that, were you pleased with that? And then when you found out you wouldn't be able to go to Louisville, which is just down the road, were you concerned about that, or what? And what's your feeling about South Bend?
Sick of UConn going into that regional. I'm joking. UConn's a terrific team. Jen and I were sitting beside each other, and that'd been the huge question that I've just gotten from friends and everything. You think you're going to have to play UConn again. And so we just had a chuckle and said, well, we can, answer that finally. But I go into the selection show with just 0 expectations. I thought it would have made a ton of sense for us to go to Louisville if they wanted some good attendance. Louisville's fans are outstanding and show up, and our fans are outstanding and show up. When we play over there, it's always a great crowd. So I thought that would have made a lot of sense, but I didn't. I just don't have any expectation, and I spend very, very little time looking at resumes and what we're supposed to be and all that stuff. So I really didn't have any. I was totally prepared to be in whatever region, and if it was UConn was the #1 seed, then another opportunity for us to go play them. If we were in Louisville, been a great opportunity for our fans to have an easier drive, but it's not too bad. We had a good group of fans that went up to South Bend. I don't know if it was last year we played there, or 2 years ago, whenever it was. We had a good group of fans, and Lene and Janae are close, are in Chicago there, so maybe some of their family can come down. And I was hoping, a little part of me was that we could get to Palo Alto for Denisha. So I was happy with wherever they would send us, and just didn't have any expectations.
I'm curious what the last week has been like. Did you maybe take some time off after the game, and what have you seen from the team since then?
Yeah, we took some time off after Sunday's championship game, and try to let the players recover physically and refresh themselves mentally. And what I've seen was a real hungry group came back, really excited to practice every day. We spent an enormous amount of time breaking our offenses down and just trying to be more aware of where we needed to be and what we needed to do, and tried to visit with the players and see what they liked during the season and what they wanted to run in the NCAA tournament, and got that feedback. And so then we really started trying to practice those sets and break those down and get those tightened up. And so it's been good. We've tried to have a lot of fun together and make practice fun, and just doing everything we can to try to bring this team together at the right time. It's the most important time of the year now, and it's here, and we need to perform well.
We asked the players about a potential, way down the road, obviously, a potential rematch with Baylor. Did that strike you when you saw that 2-3 line, that you could have a 10 overtime game next?
Well, I just thought, I just think it's always intriguing to see those things happen. And I do know this, that the committee has just a really tough job to do, and so. But you just have to believe that they have a sense of humor too, and they kind of put some of these things together. And so, let me say this: I hope we're playing at the time that we should be playing them, and that's Sweet 16, and that's all I'm really worried about. We need to try to really prepare well for Wright State, because they'll be hungry and want to win, and so. But it'll be interesting in some ways. If that matchup occurred, you've got a little bit extra an extra half of a game that you get to watch that we played. So we've played a game and a half already against them. So I hope we're playing during that time.
It's a real easy question, and you knew it already that you were going to play here in Lexington, but playing in front of your home crowd to get the tournament started, you haven't had a chance to do that before. How is that going to be different this year for you guys?
Yeah, I think for us, we need to see it as a great opportunity, and we don't need to look at it as anything other than that. We don't need to attach too much weight to it or significance to it. We need to use it as to our advantage. We've had a good run here, historically. But this has been a year where, we have. It's not been automatic that we win at home. So you really got to, I think, approach it by saying, hey, it's a great opportunity, and we'd rather be here than not. But I don't think you can put too much emphasis on it and make your players, get them into some false sense of security. You need to still prepare them. So we'll go to the hotel, and we'll going to try to keep it as much like an NCAA tournament experience, and just use the advantage that we have, view it as a great opportunity and nothing more.
You sort of answered my question a little. I was going to ask if you took this from the mentality, do you like that they get to sleep in their own beds, or do you kind of?
Well, I like the fact that we can stay in town, but I just think that it's important for me as a leader to try to help them focus, and I just think that there'll be a ton of family coming in, and there'll be people hanging around, and in some ways sometimes there's more distractions at home than there are on the road. So we'll get them into the hotel for this, and just make sure that we try to follow our routines as closely as we can, and enjoy being at home, enjoy being in Lexington, enjoy playing in our facility, but really understanding that it's not going to guarantee you a thing. You've got to go out and earn some victories here.
The SEC got the most in with 8, including 2 #1 seeds. What does that sort of say about, the strength of this league? And does that give you some confidence, as you jump into this thing?
Yeah, I would say, especially us having beaten both of those teams, and performing well. I think Georgia may be the only team we didn't beat that got in. They beat us, and I think all the other teams we were able to at least win one game against them. So, we've had some quality wins this year, and I would say that it's my job right now to make sure that our players do enter the tournament with a high level of confidence and belief that they can beat anyone when they prepare properly, and we'll keep a really, really strong focus on how we approach it and our process. We'll be very serious as far as preparation goes, but trying to keep that theme of going out and making it fun on the court with our play, and trying to have some fun when we're together off the court. It worked well for us in the SEC tournament. So I would say the players need to have a lot of confidence heading into the NCAA, because they know how to prepare for these kinds of games.
Coach, kind of an off-the-beat type of question, but typically when you go into an NCAA tournament, you go on these road trips, you guys have bonding experiences, go to different sites and see different things, but you are home. Do you treat that differently? I mean, obviously, you guys aren't going to the horse park or anything.
Could take them to the horse park. Could take them to the horse park. Could take them over to Ashland, and then when we could see the mansion. I'm not taking them to Maker's Mark. We're going to try to really keep our wits about us here in the NCAA tournament, and we don't want to don't need to be boozing it up before the games. So we won't go to Maker's Mark, although that would be a great experience for the players to see that deal. But, I think really, we went to Albuquerque, and we didn't get to spend a ton of time. It's a beautiful town, and we did one thing. We, went up on a mountain and had dinner. But we haven't done a lot of sightseeing. We were in New York City last year, and so it's I don't think going to be that much different from the way we approach it, and we wouldn't be doing a whole lot of different things. But we do want our players to know that this is a special opportunity to play at home, but it's also special that they earn their way in the NCAA tournament. So we're going to do plenty of fun things and interesting things here, and Lexington's got a lot to offer, so we'll have a great experience. I'm not concerned about that at all.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for staying out late.
Yeah.